Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 45. Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anandrao's vision, and the wooden plank is Baba's bed and not Bhagat's. In the last 3 chapters, we described Baba's passing away. His physical or finite form has undoubtedly disappeared from our view, but the infinite or spiritual form always lives. We have largely spoken about the Leelas which occurred during his lifetime. However, even after he passed away, fresh Leelas have taken place and are even now happening. This clearly shows that Baba is always alive and continues to help his devotees. Those who met Baba when he was alive were indeed very fortunate. But if any of them did not develop a dispassion for the material objects and enjoyments of this world, and did not have their minds turned to the Lord, it was truly unfortunate. What was expected then and now is wholehearted devotion to Baba. All our senses, organs, and mind should cooperate in worshipping and serving Baba. It is of no use if one engages some organs in worship and deflects the others. If worship or meditation is to be done, it ought to be done with all our mind and soul. No one comes to our aid in attaining the goal of life, self-realization. We have to chalk out and traverse the path of self-realization ourselves. We have to discriminate between the unreal and the real, renounce the material enjoyments of this world and the next, control our senses and mind, and aspire for liberation. Instead of depending upon others, we should have full faith in ourselves. When we begin to practice discrimination, we come to know that the world is transient and unreal, and thus our passion for worldly things decreases. Ultimately, we attain complete dispassion or non-attachment for worldly objects. Then we realize that the Brahma, which is our Guru, is the sole reality. And as it transcends and besets the universe, we begin to worship it in all creatures. When we thus worship the Brahma or Guru wholeheartedly, we become one with him and attain self-realization. In short, always chanting the name of the Guru and meditating on him enables us to see him in all beings and confers eternal bliss upon us. The following story will illustrate this.
Kaka Sahib's doubt and Anandrao's vision. It is well known that Sai Baba had enjoined Kaka Sahib Dikshit to read daily 2 works of Sri Eknath, 1 Bhagwat and 2 Ramayan. Kaka Sahib read these daily while Baba was living, and he followed the practice even after Baba's passing away. Once in Kaka Mahajani's house in Chaupati, Mumbai, Kaka Sahib was reading Eknathi Bhagwat in the morning. Madhavrao Deshpande, alias Shama, and Kaka Mahajani were then present and listened attentively to the portion read, which was the 2nd chapter, 11th skanda of the book. The 9 Siddhas of the Rishabha family, Kavi, Hari, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pipalayan, Avidhotra, Drumil, Chamas, and Karbhajan, expounded the principles of the Bhagavad Dharma to King Janak. The latter asked all the 9 Nathas most important questions, and each of them answered very well. The first, Kavi, explained what is Bhagavad Dharma, Hari, the characteristics of a bhakta, Antariksha, what is Maya, Prabuddha, how to cross Maya, Pipalayan, what is Parabrahma, Avidhotra, what is Karma, Drumil, the incarnations of gods and their deeds, Chamas, how a non-devotee fares after death, and Karbhajan, the different modes of worship of God in different ages. The substance of all the exposition was that in this Kali age, the only means of liberation was the remembrance of Hari's or Guru's feet. After the reading was over, Kaka Sahib said in a despondent tone to Madhavrao and others, "How wonderful is the discourse of the 9 Nathas on bhakti or devotion. But at the same time, how difficult is it to put it into practice? The Nathas were perfect, but is it possible for fools like us to attain devotion as delineated by them? We won't get it even after several births. Then how are we to get salvation? It seems that there is no hope for us." Madhavrao did not like this pessimistic attitude of Kaka Sahib. He said, "It is a pity that one who by his good luck got such a jewel as Baba should cry out so disparagingly. If he has unwavering faith in Baba, why should he feel restless? The bhakti of the Nathas might be strong and powerful, but is not ours loving and affectionate? And has not Baba told us authoritatively that remembering and chanting Hari's or Guru's name confers salvation? Then where is the cause for fear and anxiety?" Kaka Sahib was not satisfied with Madhavrao's explanation. He continued to be anxious and restless with the whole day, thinking and brooding over how to get the powerful bhakti of the Nathas. Next morning, the following miracle took place. A gentleman named Anandrao Pakhade came there in search of Madhavrao. The reading of the Bhagwat was then going on. Mr. Pakhade sat next near Madhavrao and was whispering something to him. He was mentioning in a low tone his dream vision. Because there was some interruption in the reading because of this whispering, Kaka Sahib stopped the reading and asked Madhavrao what the matter was. The latter said, "Yesterday you expressed your doubt. Now here is the explanation of it. Hear Mr. Pakhade's vision, explaining the characteristic of devotion and showing that the devotion in the form of bowing down to or worshipping Guru's feet is sufficient." All were anxious to hear the vision, especially Kaka Sahib. At their suggestion, Mr. Pakhade began to relate the vision as follows. "I was standing in deep sea in waist-deep water. There I saw Sai Baba all of a sudden. He was sitting on a beautiful throne studded with diamonds, with his feet submerged in water. I was most pleased and satisfied with this form of Baba. The vision was so realistic that I never thought that it was a dream." Curiously enough, Madhavrao was also standing there. He said to me feelingly, "Anandrao, fall at Baba's feet." I rejoined, "I also wish to do so, but his feet are in water. How can I place my head on them? I am helpless." Hearing this, he said to Baba, "O Deva, take out your feet which are underwater." Then Baba immediately took out his feet. I caught them without delay and bowed down to them. On seeing this, Baba blessed me, saying,
"Go now, you will attain your welfare. There is no cause for fear and anxiety. Give a silk-bordered dhotar to my Shama. You will profit thereby."
In compliance with Baba's order, Mr. Pakhade had brought out the dhotar and requested Kaka Sahib to hand it over to Madhavrao, but the latter refused to accept it, saying that unless Baba gave a hint or suggestion for acceptance, he would not accept it. Then, after some discussion, Kaka Sahib decided to cast lots. It was the practice of Kaka Sahib to cast lots in all the significant matters, and to abide by the decision as given in the picked-up chit. In this particular case, 2 chits, on one of which was written to accept and on the other to reject, were placed at the feet of Baba, and a child was asked to pick one of them. The accept chit was picked up and the dhotar was accepted by Madhavrao. In this way, both Anandrao and Madhavrao were satisfied, and Kaka Sahib's difficulty was solved. This story exhorts us to give respect to the words of other saints, but at the same time asks us to have full faith in our mother, which is the Guru, and abide by his instructions, for he knows our welfare better than any other person. Carve out on your heart the following words of Baba.
There are innumerable saints in this world, but our Father Guru is the real Guru. Others might say many good things, but we should never forget our Guru's words. In short, love your Guru wholeheartedly, surrender to him completely, and prostrate yourself before him reverentially, and then you will see that there is no sea of mundane existence before you to cross, just as there is no darkness before the sun.
Wooden plank Baba's bedstead and not Bhagat's. In his earlier days, Baba slept on a wooden plank, 4 arms in length and only a span in breadth, with earthen lamps burning at its 4 corners. Later on, he broke the plank into pieces and threw it away. Once, Baba was describing the greatness or importance of this plank to Kaka Sahib. On hearing this, the latter said to Baba, "If you still love the wooden plank, I will again suspend or hang up one in the masjid for you to sleep at ease." Baba replied,
I wouldn't want to sleep up there, leaving Mahalsapati down on the ground.
Then Kaka Sahib said, "I will provide another plank for Mahalsapati too." Baba said,
How can he sleep on the plank? It is not easy to sleep up on the plank. Only he who has many good qualities in him can do so. Only he who can sleep with his eyes wide open can do that. When I go to sleep, I often ask Mahalsapati to sit by my side, place his hand on my heart, and hear the chanting of the Lord's name there. I also ask him to wake me up if he finds me falling asleep. He can't even do this. He himself gets drowsy and begins to nod his head. When I feel his hand as heavy as a stone and cry out, "O Bhagat," he moves and opens his eyes. How can he who can't sit and sleep well on the ground, and whose posture is not steady, and who is a slave to sleep, sleep high up on a plank?
On many other occasions, Baba said out of love for his devotees,
Whatever, whether good or bad, is ours, is with us, and what is someone else's is with him.
"Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all."